In late 2023, the United States assembled one of the most powerful multinational naval task forces seen in years. Its mission? To shield global commerce in the Red Sea. Yet months later, the world's largest shipping companies were still taking the long, expensive route around Africa. This is the story of Operation Prosperity Guardian, a high-stakes military intervention that pitted advanced warships against a determined, asymmetric threat and raised difficult questions about the nature of maritime security in the 21st century. Following the October 2023 Israel-Hamas war, Houthi forces in Yemen began a campaign of attacks against commercial vessels. Using a mix of anti-ship missiles and unmanned systems, they turned the waters of the Red Sea, the al-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden into a high-risk zone. In response, on December 18, 2023, a U.S.-led coalition launched Operation Prosperity Guardian. Operating under the umbrella of the Combined Maritime Forces, specifically Combined Task Force 153, its objective was clear: ensure freedom of navigation and protect maritime traffic. A broad coalition formed, with nations including the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Bahrain, Denmark, and the Netherlands committing assets or personnel. The scale of the deployment was immense. The U.S. committed Carrier Strike Group 2, centered on the aircraft carrier USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. It was supported by a screen of advanced Arleigh Burke-class destroyers like the USS Gravely, USS Mason, and USS Carney, and the cruiser USS Philippine Sea. The Royal Navy dispatched its own formidable assets, including the Type 45 destroyer HMS Diamond and frigates like HMS Richmond. Overhead, U.S. Air Force MQ-9 Reaper drones and KC-135 tankers provided persistent surveillance and support, while U.S. Marines from the 26th Expeditionary Unit stood ready. The first major test came on December 31, 2023. After Houthi vessels attempted to board the container ship Maersk Hangzhou, helicopters from the USS Gravely and Eisenhower engaged, sinking several Houthi boats and killing 10 fighters. The escalation was swift. On January 9, 2024, Houthi forces launched a complex barrage of at least 18 drones and missiles at coalition warships, all of which were intercepted. 3 days later, on January 12th, the US and UK conducted their first retaliatory airstrikes against Houthi targets inside Yemen. Over the next year, the coalition would launch a total of 931 airstrikes against Houthi positions, degrading their ability to launch attacks. Command of the operation was formalized, transferring to U.S. Naval Forces Central Command's Destroyer Squadron 50 on February 1, 2025, signaling a long-term commitment. Despite this overwhelming firepower, the Houthi attacks continued. Some analyses concluded the operation had achieved only limited success and had failed to secure freedom of navigation. The strategic consequence was stark. Major shipping lines, unwilling to risk their vessels and crews, continued to divert traffic around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, adding significant time and cost to global supply chains. The international response also showed fractures. In February 2024, the European Union launched its own separate naval mission, Operation Aspides, to protect shipping in the area. Operation Prosperity Guardian demonstrated the West's capacity for rapid, high-tech military deployment. But it also revealed a critical lesson for modern naval warfare. A powerful, conventional fleet found itself in a protracted struggle against a non-state actor, using relatively low-cost drones and missiles to hold global commerce at risk. The operation successfully protected warships and intercepted many attacks, but it could not fully restore the confidence required for commercial normalcy. The Red Sea crisis remains a defining case study in the limits of deterrence and the enduring power of asymmetric threats to disrupt the global system.